So, as you guys may or may not know, I've had my Sur on for over 6 months now, and I've pretty much done every possible mod that you can do to this bike, except for a few things here and there. And today, I want to talk about everything I've done from my bike, A to Z, what I regret about doing to my bike, and do I think that all the money I've spent was a waste of money on this thing. So let's get right into this. Also, I'll leave all the mods linked down in the description below, so if you guys are interested in picking these up for yourself, the link will be there. Start off here, we're just going to go over everything that's done to the bike and how much each individual mod costs. Starting off with the 12-inch mini flow wheels. These cost about $1,000, and I absolutely love them, but there's more I want to talk about here in a bit. And also, these are the mini Shinko SR241s. They were like $100 for a set. Moving up here, we got the TRP DHR Evo brakes. These brakes are so sick, dude. The stopping power is what I wanted in brakes on a bike like this. It's still not exactly what I was looking for, but these things bite, and when they bite, there's no not stopping the bike. Next up, we got the Spank Spike 800 race bars. I absolutely love these bars. The blue color is super clean, and they're the perfect width and rise for me. But that's also thanks to this thing right here, the Grit Shift Direct Stem Mount Riser. Oh yeah, I guess real quick, the brakes, they were about 600 bucks. The bars about 100 bucks, this about 80 bucks, but this combo right here lets me sit on the bike exactly how I want. Moving along over here, we got the 72 volt 38 amp hour Chai battery. Now this one was pretty pricey, by far the priciest mod out of anything that I have. It was like $2,500 after it was said and done. That's because I got the metal casing on the inside of the battery and the upgraded charger. Still though, man, cannot recommend that battery enough. Changes everything about the bike. And I'm sure you guys have heard a lot of people say this. Yes, it weighs more, but honestly, maybe at least with my mini moto setup, you cannot really tell the extra weight is there. Moving on to the Lunicycle float seat here. This seat was about $100, but dude, if you ride your bike for more than 10 miles at a time on a regular basis, that stock seat is no more comfortable than that piece of wood with nails sticking out of it right there. You can trust me on that. Moving down to the back here, we've got the Warp 9 48-2 sprocket. Nothing special about it, just needed a new sprocket for the new set of wheels and tires. Then right here, we've got some blue billet axle blocks from Amazon. I think these things look super sick, dude. Really love how they add to the bike. Moving on over here, you got the other axle block, and then you got the big blue billet rotor protector. This thing looks so dope, bro, and for about 50 bucks you gotta pick one up. And also, these were about 30 bucks. The sprocket was about 50 bucks. Moving on over here, we got the Warp 9 foot pegs. Now, I personally did not care too much for aftermarket foot pegs. When I got the bike, I was more than happy with the stock foot pegs, but then after I actually got some aftermarket foot pegs, there is no going back. Those stock foot pegs are terrible, and your feet do not grip to them at all. You have to get some upgraded foot pegs. These ones were about 100 bucks, but there's many options out there in all types of different colors. And then we have the Lunicycle V1 bash guard here, the upgraded bash guard to protect everything. This thing has came in handy since I've been running these 12-inch mini motos. I scrape on so much stuff, bro. It's actually really annoying, but thankfully I've got this upgraded bash guard to protect me from everything. It's came in handy so far, and for about 70 bucks I couldn't recommend it enough. Almost forgot to mention the Grit Shift peg spacer thingy here. This was like $20 and is a must on every Sur on. So now that you guys have seen all the mods that have been done to it, let's talk about what I regret doing to this bike. And that is starting off with the 12-inch flow wheels. Now, like I said, these wheels are sick. They make the bike look so clean. I love the mini moto style, but I cannot stand scraping on everything, dude. Like, even when okay, so just as an example, the other day I wheelied over some train tracks and I scraped the bottom on some train tracks. Like, how does that even happen, bro? Also, with these 12-inch wheels, you cannot take sharp turns. The pegs will scrape before anything, and although they make taking turns a lot easier, you can't go as low as you would like to go with these wheels on. Also, another major downfall of the wheels is how much they limit the top speed. Now, I can only go about 60 miles an hour with these wheels on. That's pretty fast for a Sur on, but like, if I just had any bigger wheels and tires, I could go over 70 miles an hour easy. Also, getting to 60 miles an hour with these wheels and tires, if you guys saw the 0 to 60 test, it was not easy. It took like 14 seconds. This thing goes from 0 to 30 like instantly, but from 30 to 60, it takes some time to climb, even with the 72 volt battery. Another gripe that I have about these mini moto wheels is the kickstand. You can't even use the kickstand anymore. So in all reality, if you guys were thinking about getting some 12-inch wheels, make sure they fit your exact riding style, because upon further investigation and riding around with these wheels, they don't fit my riding style and pretty much make everything much more of a hassle than it needs to be. Let me know what size wheels you guys are running down in the comments below and how you guys are liking it. Now on to my second somewhat regret, and that has to do with the battery. Now, you guys are probably thinking, what? You just said you loved the battery and couldn't recommend it enough, and I do love the battery and I couldn't recommend it enough, but I also don't know how much I like the range on it. Stock battery is a 32 amp hour. This is a 72 volt, but it's a 38 amp hour, only 6 more amp hours higher, and it dies faster than you would hope it would, being a 72 volt. I daily drive this bike, ride at least 30 miles an hour on average, and it drains through the battery pretty fast. I can kill the battery easily within like 20-25 miles if I'm going over 30 miles an hour consistently. So keep in mind, if you do a lot of high speed, long mileage driving, this battery dies faster than you would hope it would, unfortunately. Now, I don't really have too many other regrets besides the fact that I'm still running the stock forks and the stock shock. They just don't really cut it for me. They are so squishy, and I'm pretty much scared to jump this thing because it feels like it might break in half, dude. So also, if you guys are running some shocks and some forks, let me know what you're running below and how you're liking the setup. So now the big question. I've spent over $10,000 on my Sur back there. Do I regret spending the money that I spent on this thing? Short answer, no, I don't regret it at all, dude. I absolutely love this bike. This bike is by far the most fun amount of money I've spent in a while. I bought this thing to be a daily driver, and it's pretty hard for this thing to be a daily driver without at least some supporting mods. And long story short, basically, I don't regret anything. I do wish that some of the money I spent had gone, you know, maybe over here instead of over here, basically. But we got the future. We got more time to add more mods to this thing. If you guys think I'm missing any mods that I should add to the bike, let me know down in the comments below. Also, let me know how long you guys have had your Sur. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to drop a like. Peace out. I'll see you in the next one.